What's going on, guys? It's PokePond back with another video for you. We're not doing a normal intro because we're just going to roll straight into it. A little bit of a bonus video for those of you that are new to the channel. Each and every Saturday I produce a video that goes through all of the sealed product from Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet to Mega Evolution. Let you know all of the price changes, all of the data, everything like that. But we primarily focus on sort of like the heavy hitters, the big movers, and because there's so much to go through, we really just focus on the booster boxes. Now, occasionally, time from time, I have more that I want to talk about, but it's just a little bit too long to cram into those first videos. So occasionally, I will bless you guys with another bonus video over the weekend, and this is one of those rare occasions because there's a few other products that I don't normally focus on, which I've been paying a lot of close attention to recently, and this is the first one. So the original Sword and Shield Ultra Premium Collection, also known as the OG Charizard UPC. Now, what's really brought my attention to this product is obviously the new UPC Charizard that's come out with the Mega X Charizard UPC with Phantasmal Flames that a lot of you have probably seen. At the end of my last video, I was sort of pointing out how much of a good play that is, just because there's a lot of value in there with the promos and the packs and stuff like that. And it really got me thinking about how the original Charizard UPC is performing. Now let's cast our minds back a little bit in time so that we can get a scope of sort of what happened with this product. Out of the gate, it was a very popular product. People, I remember, were pre-ordering these for stupid money, $300 plus, to try and get into the hype on these products. Then it released, and it actually fell down in price a little bit because there was a lot of it available. It went down more to sort of the $200 range, and then it kind of sat around on shelves for a little bit at that $200 range, and then Pokemon Company International ended up just printing loads and loads of them, and they fell so low in price, like close to that sort of $100 range. And people couldn't give them away at that time, especially the people who were trying to sort of flip them and scout them and paid that like $300 pre-order. They were all then dumping them, and it was a race to the bottom. I really regret not buying one back then, but I was in a slightly different financial situation back then as I was now. That was before I started the YouTube channel, and I'm not saying the YouTube channel has made me rich or anything. Far from it. This is still definitely a hobby. I work a full-time job on the side as well. What I mean by that is at that time I was just not investing less money into Pokemon Seal product, but I was not making as big single purchases as that at the time, and I was very conscious about space as well, and UPCs obviously take up quite a bit of space, so I do really regret not buying one of these OG ones. And I think that there's actually opportunities opening up now to buy into it even this late in the day, and I'm keeping close attention to this product in particular because it's actually coming down in price a little bit. Let's pull up the prices. Where's my TCG player? Sorry, I'm a bit all over the place here. Oh, I was on it already. Yeah, let's have a look at the charts. As with most of the market cooling off over the last sort of 2 months or so, the original Charizard UPC is actually coming down in price a little bit, and actually I think it's becoming more of a play going forward because there's so much value inside of these things as well, and we'll go into that in a moment. But it peaked at an all-time high in the end of September, start of October, at around about this $430 range. So it's already proven that it can push up to those kind of numbers, that 430 range. And part of the reason why it peaked so high up there is obviously because of the contents inside the box as well, which we'll go into. But let's have a look at last sales. Last sales here on TCG Player from today, 403, 385. That's significant off of its all-time high. I mean, this 385 There was a 375 from a few days ago. If we just take this lowest number here, this 375, if it's at an all-time high of 435, that is what, $70? 70 off of 435, down 16% off of its all-time high, and every single thing inside of this product as well, and it's got such a nice array of packs inside of it. They're all well out of print. The booster boxes, yeah, they've been cooling down over the last couple of months, as the whole market has, but they're some of the best booster boxes of the last few years. I mean, we've got Evolving Skies in there. Let's have a look at the content. So I put a photo up, actually. This is the pack selection that you can get in there. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit more for you. It's not going to let me. Okay. I'll just read them off to you. You got 3 Evolving Skies. That is what is really carrying the pack selection here. 3 Fusion Strike, 1 Vivid Voltage, 1 Darkness Ablaze. There's Lost Origin in here as well. There's either 2 or 3. And then there's 2 or 3 Astra. I can't remember what the split is between them, and I can't tell just from the tops of the packs. But then there's also 3 Brilliant Stars in there as well. Really, really nice pack selection there. I've been doing some calculations. As you can see, I've got like pack cost price up here of everything. Currently, Evolving Skies loose packs are going from like $29 to $30 loose. So that's already $90 just in Evolving Skies packs there, because there's 3 of them. And I don't see Evolving Skies packs not going up in value over the next couple of years. I think that it could easily push to, you know, $40 a pack, $50 a pack, something like that, given enough years. Fusion Strike isn't cheap either. Fusion Strike, you can see on the chart, is increasing in price. The loose packs, they're going for around about anywhere from 13 to, we're seeing 14.50, you know, a whole range of prices, but between $12 and $14. So even if you average that out at $13, that's still what, nearly $40 of Fusion Strike packs just through the 3 packs there. There's also Lost Origin in here, Brilliant Stars, all of that. I've calculated out all of the loose pack prices, and being conservative, if you were to buy all of these packs loose, you're looking at about $180. Now, obviously, we've got the promos as well, and this is what's really drawing my attention as well. The promos, I've always been a big fan of these promo cards, particularly the Sleepy Charizard card. I did a similar play back with the 151 UPC as well. I'm not a massive person that makes big plays on like single cards. Obviously, I'm mainly a sealed collector. But I did really well with the Mew Sunset cards, which I'm sure most of you are aware of, with the pink sunset in the background. I just knew that was a cool card. I saw it in an LCS in my local town. I scooped it up raw for like 10 quid, like less than $15. And now that's doing crazy money. I've done similar with the Sleeping Charizard, this one here. Let me find him. Where is he? Here. The Sword and Shield 260 promo. I love this card, and I bought it when it was really cheap. I bought a few of these in Raw, and I bought a few of them in PSA 9s as well, just because I love the card. And it's kind of half I wanted it in my collection, and half I'm trying to make a bit of a play on it. So I've always had a vested interest in looking at what these promos are doing. And the other 2 promos are really nice as well. I don't own them, but there is obviously 3 really nice promo cards in here. I'll show you the other ones. The 262 card, where he's battling Mewtwo, and the 261 card as well, which is actually the cheapest at the moment, which is weird because out of the gate it wasn't. We'll have a look at prices in a moment. So you've got about $180 worth of packs in here, and the promos are, it looks like they're coming down in price, but then when you actually look at sales data on eBay, like, prices are all over the place on those promos, and I think they've got a lot of room to grow. So let's just have a look at the main price of the UPC. Last sold eBay US, $370. Okay, and that's without a photo, so I wouldn't really buy that one. But if we scroll down, that is technically last sold. You can obviously see all of the new Phantasmal ones selling. Look at this crazy deal here from today, $155. That is so cheap. If you didn't check out yesterday's video, I said at the end of the video yesterday, the value is already there at $200. So the fact that someone's scooping these for $155 is nuts. Anyway, back onto the OG one. Here we go. $400 for a nice minty one with a photo. I think that's a fair price for it, considering it peaked way over $400 just a couple of months ago. And I think it's got a lot more room to go. But if we actually go off of the physical last sold price, because it is coming down in price, let's look at 370. Now, let's have a look at the promos and the cost of the promos. Oh yeah, in the UK as well, it's 312 quid. Because obviously I'm from the UK, so I've got a lot of UK viewers too. The promos, last sold as a set from today, eBay US, $120. So if we're saying that there's $180 of packs and there's $120 in the promo set, that's $300. So we're only $70 off in value when you're looking at buying last sold. $70 premium for having it sealed in the UPC. And what a lot of people need to understand as well is over time, the collectible becomes the sealed product becomes a collectible in itself. The box becomes a collectible. These become rarer. These sealed collectors want these. They want to display them, particularly now that we're getting more Charizard UPCs as well. You know, they're kind of becoming a bit of a set together. So there's a difference between value of around about $70. However, obviously you've got other stuff in there. You've got dice, you've got mats and stuff. I think the mats go from anywhere to like $8 to $10, something like that. So we can take that off too. I mean, it does have some value. You obviously have the sleeves and stuff. I'm not even going to count them though. So on the conservative side, we'll take $10 off for everything else in the box. So now you're only looking at $60 difference between the current price contents and the actual sealed product on last sold. I think that's good value. And the fact that these are coming down in price right now, it's not going to be long before that value matches. And I would be happy in itself to pay the premium on 70. Like I said, I'm someone who missed out on getting this back in the day. And if people want to start dumping them now and start dumping them for below market, this is something to remember as well. Whenever market price and last sold is 370, there is a strong probability that the next person comes along, needs a quick sale, and puts it on for 350 or 340. And that's what I'm talking about. The margin between the value and the actual sealed product, it's getting very close. And I'd already be happy to buy it at 370. So if these start coming down a little bit more, keep an eye on it. And also as well, the contents are always going up. The sealed packs in there, like I said, Evolving Skies, Lost Origin, Fusion Strike, those are the top 3 sets from Sword and Shield. It wouldn't take long for them to increase in value enough that you are not underwater anymore on this, and you've still got the sealed product. I think that this is becoming more and more of an attractive play, and that's what this channel is all about. You know, pointing out to you guys when I see value. That's the whole thing. I'm not here to make money. I'm not here to try and sell you products. I'm just here to look at data and to say, hey, you know, guys, I'm thinking about buying one of these Charizard UPCs for $370. Oh, it's best offer accepted as well. Maybe someone scooped that for less. I didn't even realize. Maybe someone scooped that much less than 370. Anyway, if we ignore that one, the last one was 400 before that. But if it was on a buy it now for 370 and it was best offer accepted, I'm assuming someone got that for cheaper. New listing tag as well. So someone fired them a quick offer. They knew their prices and thought that looks cheap. Fired them an even cheekier offer and someone just sold it. So I'm presuming they got that a fair bit cheaper than 370 as well. They might have got that 360, 350. That makes it even better. Let's then have a look at the promos, because the promos, like I said, as a set, 119, 120. Let's look at them individually. They're coming down in price. Let's zoom out a little bit. Let's zoom out 6 months. they started peaking up quite a bit up here. This is when I got excited and I was like, hey, they're starting to make their run. They went up to nearly $40 just for this Sleepy Zard, as I call him, the 260. And now he's started to come right back down in price. Last sales are $21. 21 is cheap when it was peaking right up here at 40. That's nearly half off on this. And this is what I mean about TCG Player and eBay aren't really lining up. We'll look at TCG and we'll look at eBay for both of them. Sorry, for all three promos. Look at this. Last sold Raw on eBay from today, $40. Here's one on a auction, go for 25 and some postage. Look at this. The PSA 10 now is going for nearly $400. That's going to push up the seal price as well. People trying to make a play on grading these, especially if the PSA 10 now is nearly pushing $400 with postage. Here's another one going for $30, $20. Here's one going for $55 today. Do you see what I mean about prices are all over the place? You might say, oh yeah, but you know, this one might be in even, you know, better condition, better centering, so it's got more chance of getting a 10. Okay. But that is quite a swing in value. Yeah, 20 to 55. What even is that? So that's what, $35 swing on a $20 card? That's 175% swing on the raw price of this one promo card in this sealed thing. And we've got 3 promo cards, guys, that are all doing these crazy swings right now. I see a world where these promos are going to start creeping up in price significantly, and right now they're on sale. This one, the Battle with Mewtwo card, 262, peaked at $63 in October. It was really getting up there. Now it's right back down to $45, $40, $40. Let's then look at eBay. What's going on with this? $44. Interestingly, getting sold as a set with the other Mewtwo card for $190 for the set. For the GG40 card. The Galarian Gallery card that's like the other side. Look at this. $60. Import from Canada. $40. Best offer accepted. The PSA 9. Going for $85 on that card. $75 raw. The swings are crazy on these promos. It wouldn't take much for this to become market. 75 to become the average. 75 in a 9 here. Not bad. And it's crazy when you're getting the set for 118. And then the Sleepy Zard, you're seeing it go as high as $50. You're seeing this one go as high as $75. Like, what? If you take these, like, single prices, like, yeah, they're top of the market, but that could just be normal market soon, easily, on some of these cards. I think they're going to become pretty desirable as time goes on. And as the sealed product rises again. The fact that the sealed product is on sale at the moment, where is it? Here. There's no doubt in my mind it doesn't go back to this. Pushing over $400. Like, 450? 450 would be an all-time high. But, like, I can see it pushing up there. I'm surprised it's dipping down in value. I really am. Let's have a look at the last promo then. The last promo was this one, the big VMAX card, 261. Sword and Shield 261 promo. Look, it had the dip. It was up there at $50. It dipped about a month ago down to $30. And it's starting to climb back up. Like I said, this was originally the most expensive one on release. I remember because I was tracking all of them because I really liked them all. $40. Let's have a look at eBay. $42 import from Canada. We've got a PSA 9 going for $60. We've got another PSA 9 of it going for $87 and imported from Australia. Crazy. Best offer accepted $97. They probably got that more in the $70 range for a PSA 9. Here we go. Raw. $30. $30. $25. $25. Here's another one going for 50. I mean, yeah, I get it. Like, pay more for one that might grade as a 10, but like, double the price on a raw? That's a bit of a roll of the dice. That's why I don't do singles too much. But what I'm trying to highlight to you guys is that the value inside the UPC, that's what we're focusing on, the sealed product. The value is there with the packs. The packs are some of the strongest packs. The promo cards, they're very volatile in price, but they have a value. At the moment, the contents of the sealed don't add up to the sealed. But where are you going to buy one now? One of the old sealed Charizard UPCs. They're going to get rarer. They're going to come off the market. Looks like people are dumping them right now. You could get a really good deal. Like I said, that guy that paid $360, but it was best offer accepted, $370 or whatever. I wonder what he paid, because that was listed as a buy it now for $370. So he probably got that a fair bit cheaper and got a good deal out of that. Person's got 11 feedback, probably been holding it since release. Who knows? Good opportunity to buy into what I think is quite a legendary product. Anyway, let's move on. One more thing I wanted to talk about today is Mega Evolution Base. Now, I talked about Mega Evolution Base a little bit yesterday, but I skimmed over it a little bit. We're keeping an eye on Mega Evolution Base because I think that it's a really good set. I think that it's one of the best base sets that's ever come out. I'm a big fan of buying base sets as well. Previously, I've bought base sets and done well out of them. I bought Sun and Moon base set on release. I bought Sword and Shield base set on release. Now I've bought really heavy into Mega Evolution base. It's got a lot of good cards in it. It's got a lot of value there. And I think it's going to shine in time. I think that once this goes out of print, it's going to do pretty well. I think Mega Evolution, the block as a whole, the whole era, and we've only seen the first two sets, and we can kind of see a little bit of Mega Dream at the moment. But I think the era is shaping up to be really good, and I think it's going to be a very collectible era as well. Obviously, it's a little bit too early to tell that. But let's have a look at prices. And the reason why I wanted to talk about it today it's because in this video I can go into a little bit more detail, because I'm not focusing on trying to go through every single set in every single era. And I want to have a look at some of the pack prices compared to this with like some of the other products, because I think some of the other products are a little bit slept on right now, like the ETB and the booster bundle. So we're going to have a little bit of a look at that. So last sold Elite Trainer Box Enhanced, eBay US, $250, $240. Okay. There are a lot of people on YouTube, like Poke investors, etc., that are saying that Mega Evolution is hanging on by a thread at $250. I don't agree with that. I do agree that it's going to come down in price, most likely. That's why we're seeing stuff like $240 here. But I don't think it's going to come much lower than that. Because I think that you get to a point where it gets cheap enough around that $230, $220 range, where it just, the demand just multiplies exponentially as it gets cheaper. You've got the rip and ship people. Heck, even me, like I'm a sealed collector and investor, and like if this drops to more sort of like the $200 range, I'll just start liquidating more older stuff and just buy more into it, because I see that as a very good value play, especially when the majority of like Scarlet and Violet boxes are up at that $240, $250 range. If this drops closer to $200, it just seems like a play to me. To be honest, if this drops down anywhere near $200, I'm going to buy it to open it. Never mind have it as a collection and an investment. I'll just have it as fun. And I think a lot of people are like that as well. If this becomes more of a affordable set, I think a lot more of it will get ripped as well than it already is. This is already a massively, massively ripped set. Last sold in the UK, 209, actually, that's a Phantasmal box. Here we go, 200 for a non-enhanced. The enhanced are a little bit rarer over here in the UK, but 200. Let's then look at the booster bundle, because this is what I wanted to talk about, some of the other products. Booster bundles are coming down in price for Mega Evolution, and I think they're a little bit slept on. Last sold on TCG Player, $41. I think that's pretty cheap. If we have a look at pack to cost ratio, what's that? 42 divided by 6. You paid $7 a pack for Mega Evolution. I think that's a pretty good deal. Whether you want to put that away as sealed, I think even as sealed, I think you'll do well with that. There's no way in my eyes, once this is out of print, this doesn't go over $60 a bundle, $10 a pack. That seems very reasonable to me, given enough time. They're quite easy to store, and it's a cheap way to buy into the set. I love buying bundles on stuff. I've particularly bought a lot of bundles of like 151 and Prismatic Evolutions, just because, I mean, yeah, they're holiday sets, so you don't have booster boxes, but it's just a cheap way to just build a position over time. You know, I can give out $50 here once a month, or I can buy 2 for $100 or something like that. I'm not locked into buying a whole booster box. Obviously, booster boxes are king. They perform best overall, but I'd rather stack some booster bundles of a set like this, and you're getting decent value. $7 a pack is not bad value to be able to stack some bundles on this, and it looks like it's coming down in price as well. If we can get this even cheaper, let's have a look at eBay. Last sold on eBay, look, $51 import from the UK. Here we go, $41, $50, $50. So it's regularly selling for $50 on eBay secondary market. If you can see sales below $50 and you can start scooping this for 45, 42, keep an eye on this, because there will be people that will dump it. I'm not saying there'll be a lot, but like this one here, I mean, I know this is import from the UK, but $42 plus a bit of postage, $50. There will be cheaper ones on here. Let's find one. Yeah, look here. Someone scooped one today. Perfect example, because people aren't looking at this. Everyone's looking at Phantasmal Flames. Everyone's looking at old Scarlet and Violet. Look, $40. Buy it now. Free postage. That is a deal. $40 divided by 6. Just over $6.50 a pack for a nice sealed product there. I'm telling you, there's deals to be had if you're looking where other people aren't looking. I would have quite happily bought that if I was in the US and I'd have seen that one. That's what this channel is all about. It's just pointing out plays when I see them. In the UK here, they're cheap as well. Look, 42 quid. 42 quid for the bundle. Here's one that went for 35 all in, just over 35 all in when you count postage. What is that? 34 plus 3 postage. What's that? 37 all in? 40? It might seem expensive when you're thinking of retail at 25, but I'm telling you, people are sleeping on Mega Evolution base. If you look at the set list, bear in mind Mega Evolution has had multiple waves now. Okay, there's been a lot of product out there on the market. The top 9 cards on Mega Evolution are over $70, with 2 cards up in that $400 range. Let's have a look at it, actually. Let's pull it up on here while we're here. There's no good me talking about it without without us actually looking at it. If you didn't know this, you can go to TCG Player. You can go down to, where is it? English price guides. This is really interesting. I don't always show this on videos. And then you can go into the most recent sets price guide. It will just show you an overview of all the singles. We can sort by price. Here we go. So let's start off at the top here. Obviously, Mega Lucario currently going for $486. Mega Gardevoir going for $360. The other Gardevoir going for $214. The Lucario SIR, $206. The Venusaur SIR, $150. And these prices have already come down a bit. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're past the release, we're on to the next set, and it's holding some decent value. The Megalatias, over $100. So what's that? Top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards over $100. Lily's Determination, right up there as well, $93. Even if we go right down to, look, card 9, before it drops off, the Mega Kangaskhan, going for, what's that, $70 still. There's a lot of value in this set. I think it's going to perform well over time. Like I said, say with anything sealed, be prepared to hold it for at least 2 years. Do I think prices are going to come down on Mega Evolution? Probably. It's probably going to come down a little bit, but the value is there and you can buy into some of these cheaper products. Oh yeah, I lastly wanted to talk about these as well. I completely forgot. The Elite Trainer Box looks like a crazy play as well. Look at this. The Mega Gardevoir, $80. Okay, you might think, oh, that's kind of an okay deal. Yeah. Look at this. The Lucario, $70. That is a really good deal. Yeah, it's on an auction, but people aren't looking at these. People are sleeping on them. People are trading the PCETBs a lot. They're trading the booster boxes a lot. There's deals to be had if you're looking where other people aren't. $70 for that Lucario ETB. That is not all about pack price. That is a collectible in itself. I think that will perform very well over time. There's no doubt in my mind that given enough time, that goes well over $100 a box. Well over. That's already decent. I mean, pack value's not bad on it. What is it, 9 packs? Why did I just do it like that? 70 divided by 9. $7.70 a pack. You're not that much over retail, but what a beautiful display piece. These boxes are beautiful. That Lucario especially. I'm so happy I've got the PCETB of it. That is a collection piece, 100%. So happy with it. But yeah, plays to be had on it. In the UK as well. Look at this. The Gardevoir. 65 quid all in. 50 quid over retail. This not 50 quid. 15 quid over retail delivered to your door. You didn't have to go out there on release day. And if they're going for this price now, you might scoop them even cheaper going forward. Keep an eye on the stuff that people aren't watching. If you have the product, you have the power. Make sure you subscribe down below to never miss an opportunity. I hope you enjoyed the little bonus video. If you want to know what I would buy sealed product wise, every single Saturday I bring out a video. I go through all of the prices. I let you know everything that's moving in the market so that you don't have to track all of it. It is a lot to track. I made a video just yesterday showing you all of that. Go check that out. I'll try and put a little thing up in the corner here, ding, to recommend you to that video. Hope you all enjoyed. Subscribe down below to never miss an opportunity. Please hit that like button. It really helps me out, pushes my content out there further. Have yourselves a wonderful day and good luck out there hunting for product. All right, peace.